There is a common device used in media that makes personal stories that might otherwise be alien to the audience. It's a theme that runs central to the Jurassic Park franchise that was started by Steven Spielberg. The theme is this: the unification of family under crisis. With regards to this device, family doesn't have to be blood or nuclear family. In fact, it's most interesting when the family is chosen or surrogate. Strangers made families through crisis. Take aliens. You got ex-company woman Ripley, you got a colonial marine named Hicks, and you have an orphan child from terraformers named Newt. And you don't forget about that robot butler, Bishop.
Not bad for a human.
And they all come together and create this weird surrogate family that works by the end of the film and helps to atone for Ripley's lost family.
This is so nuts. I mean, listen to what you're saying. It's paranoid delusion. It's really sad. It's pathetic.
In Jurassic Park, when the audience is first introduced to Grant and Sattler, the archaeologists, Grant seems to take great joy in scaring some poor child with a raptor claw from a dig. Putting it against his body. I don't think you can do that, man.
Across the belly, spilling your intestines. The point is, you are alive when they stop to eat you.
He doesn't really seem to be father material, and he even denotes the idea of children to Sattler soon after. Like, you want to have one of those?
I don't want that kid, but a breed of child Dr. Grant could be intriguing. I mean, what's so wrong with kids?
Oh, Ellie, look, they're noisy, they're messy, they're expensive. Cheap. They smell.
And judging from the comments, Sattler wants to move forward with starting a family. She even goes so far as patronizingly putting a child in the vehicle with Grant, despite his wishes, because it will be good for him.
And she said I should ride with you because it'd be good for you.
When the big pile of dino shit inevitably hits the fan, Grant is thrust into the paternal role that he's been shirking the entire film.
That is one big pile of shit.
In the classic case of good dad, bad dad, and stupid sexy dad, the sleazy lawyer takes off running and is quickly punished for effectively abandoning the children.
He left us.
No.
Grant steps up to the plate, and Malcolm muddles the water of the rescue operation, getting injured in the process. Grant coaches the children through crisis after crisis and tries his best to get the children back to their grandfather in one piece, which is more than we can say for poor Samuel Jackson.
Mr. Arnold.
By the end of the film, Grant, the central patriarch, is seated in the helicopter, children asleep at his sides, and Sattler wears a, well, I guess you can call it a baby making dress. They all ride off into the sunset together with Grandpa Hammond and crazy Uncle Malcolm, who spends the majority of the second film trying to keep his family together, and in the third, William H. Macy and his divorced wife trick Grant into babysitting their lost son for a weekend at the park. The reboot of the franchise, Jurassic World, is no different. The protagonists work together to protect the kids, and in doing so, they find themselves falling for each other or sticking together for survival's sake, to paraphrase the film. Even the parents of the kids who are in the film for all of 5 seconds seem to decide not to have a divorce. Why, you ask? I don't know. I think it's because they really meditated on their poor decision of sending their children to a park full of carnivorous dinosaurs and went, "Yep, we're good parents." Honestly, InGen should quit the theme park business and go into couples counseling. But the interesting thing is that the relationship between Grant and Sattler was a professional one in the book. This injection of family under crisis is, I think, the deliberate touch of director Steven Spielberg. And here's why. He did the same thing with H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds. He's quoted in saying, "I wanted this to be very personal. A story about a family fleeing for its life and a father trying to protect his 2 kids. A father who isn't much of a father but has to catch up along the way." One can take this idea and apply it to most of Spielberg's body of work. In The Last Crusade, you have a fractured father and son duo constantly bickering while at the same time trying to thwart a Nazi plot to find the Holy Grail. E.T. tells the story of a single mother dealing with the fallout of a defected dad and the introduction of a friendly family alien. And Saving Private Ryan follows a group of soldiers whose sole mission it is to return a mother's last surviving son home amidst chaos. This theme is likely recurrent due to Spielberg's upbringing. His family moved often when he was young, his relationship with his father was not always ideal, and his parents' divorce when he was a teenager inspired certain elements of Close Encounters and E.T. I found different ways of looking at my experiences in my life and in my family, the director says. From very early on in my career, everybody said I didn't ever make personal movies, and that I only made these big concept films. I've always felt that my films were personal, because I've never made a film where some part of the story didn't come from some experience I shared with my family. This is seemingly his key to success, abstract though it may be. Spielberg uses the personal to ground the spectacle on the screen. Without it, Jurassic Park is Transformers. Through this lens, Jurassic Park isn't about dinosaurs running amok, it's about union under crisis. Strangers finding family for the first time, or family finding themselves again. In other words, Jurassic Park and Spielberg's body of work can be summed up in a simple, easy-to-remember phrase. Family finds a way.
Oh, there it is.
Typey, clicky. Oh, hi there, random internet stranger that's broken into my home. If you like videos like this and you'd like to see more like them, then you can do a couple things for me. You could follow me on Instagram, which I'm terrible at, but I promise I'll get better. You can give me the money on Patreon, which I understand if you can't, pretty much everybody's strapped for cash right now. You can subscribe to the channel, which would be super useful, and if you eventually don't like the content, you can unsubscribe. No sweat off your back or my back. If you like the video, that helps with the algorithms. I don't understand. That also goes for commenting. For instance, you can comment on my shirt and be like, "Why do you shop at Baby Gap?" And I'll be like, "Hey man, I got this when I was younger, and it's signed by Bill Paxton, who plays Hudson in Aliens, and he's dead now, and you should feel bad." You can also share the video. Share it on that creepy uncle's Facebook page, because family finds a way. It's up to you. Any way that you can help support the channel is super appreciated by me. I believe in the content, and I hope it'll eventually get some traction. Thank you. Take care. Don't forget about that robot butt lip.